Hello, good afternoon Tribuners. Welcome back with me Kusnul Aisyafah in Indonesia News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news is President Jokowi returned to Solo. President Joko Widodo arrived in Solo on Saturday. After completing the agenda in Solo, it's reported that President Jokowi will leave for Yogyakarta on Sunday. According to the TribunSolo.com, monitoring a number of military police personnel are guarding the entrance to the east side of North Kutai Street around Jokowi residence Sumbar Village, Banjarsari District. In addition, a number of joint search and army and police personnel and the presidential security. But we are also on standby around the presidential and were also the fire nest. Fire ignited 6 bulan. We are also await note from President. Deputy Major of Solo, Teguh Prakosa said, the news of Jokowi return has been received by the fourth Kominda of the Solo city government on the Friday. Teguh relieved that Jokowi has been even in Solo and Yogyakarta. The number of the person in Indonesia is likely to leave for the Yogyakarta this afternoon. It is suspected that Jokowi will meet this future wife, namely the parents of Erina Gundowo, the lover of the youngest son Kaisang Pangarap. However, the Teguh could not specifically the activities Jokowi did while returning to the Solo. He can only explain the Jokowi return to the Solo is due to family matters. A number of the joint security forces on the standby in the Sambar area in this Banjar district, Solo City, Saturday, 15/10/2022. And from further observation, some of the were standby in the front of the entrance gate to the residence of President Joko Widodo. The fire ignited 6 bulan were also advised, and from the Graha Sabha Padik, the security was suppressed due to Jokowi arrived to the Solo. The rival to the number 1 person in Indonesia. Confinement by the Deputy Mayor of Solo, Teguh Prakosa. This was confined by Teguh when giving a speech at the groundbreaking event to the Advokasi Ibu Hospital Saturday. Teguh gave the speech. The Mayor of Representative, the Mayor of Solo, Gibran Raka Buming Raka, was unable to attend. Gibran absent due to accompanying Jokowi to some camp in Solo. As for the information complained by the TribunSolo.com, Jokowi arrival Solo probably due to a family event. The event was reportedly related to the wedding meeting of Kaisang Pangarap and Erina Gundowo, and the news is still trying to be confirmed by the TribunSolo.com. The next news is victim of the death due to landslide in the Jeneponto, South Sulawesi increased too. Officer Regana found a victim of landslide in Jeneponto, Regency, South Sulawesi in a dead condition on Saturday. The two victims took declared died due to landslide in Jeneponto. While the 301 person are still declared missing due to being burned in the material. Until now, the joint team continued to carry out the search in a process previously sought on the landslide hit Kompas the hamlet, Loka Village, Hambia District. The intensity very high in the area in causes of landslide. As a result of landslide, 4 the houses were damaged. Meanwhile, the 3 people were reporting missing due to being burned in the bath. The three victims are Kaku, Sankala, and Wahyu. Abraham says the process had stolen off the Friday due to the water and farming problem. There is some wet and search Saturday. The landslide also causes traffic to be blurred because the vehicles could not pass at all. Later, the victim W. Kaku was found dead, according to information complained by the Tribune.com. The victim, albeit helped to Wahyu, was found to the Fiber Bank, which is approximately 14 kilometers. The landslide point. Wahyu was found in the Botania Hamlet Parang Lui Village, Balri Ngalu District. Kuarigansi Clara Police Inspector Wan Sukardi when confirmed in this discovery. The other victim was found around 7 in the heart of the local village. Nur Hajar said the Wahyu family has ridden to the location where the victim was found. The next news is Civil Service Police Unit secures account while picking at the Simpang Lima. Officer from the Civil Service Police Unit and Widiatul Hisbah, Banda Aceh arrest one account to the account baking in the Simpang Lima road in the Banda Aceh. The security was carried out at where officer had took in the count. The incident that caused a traffic jam and became the spread toss on the number of passengers. The security, one come wearing the cosplay costume as a children cartoon character, was secured by the officer. The count is the hangout and the back in the Brutus area. However, the security action received to the response from the passenger by the Riki, a resident of the Banda Aceh city. He said that the officer were considerate to the arrogant with securing them. According to him, officer can give a warning before taking action again in the claim to be arrogant with dying security. But while acting head of civil police unit, we have in the Banda Aceh, Muhammad Rizal, when confirmed by the Serambi Aceh, she said that the party was carrying out security guards close in Simpang Lima. He said the security indeed routinely carried out by the officer from the Civil Service Police Unit and the WP Banda Aceh. The officer worked to be a least traffic interaction in the Banda Aceh. The next news is first session in Panwas Chambret and task at Batola, one participant not present. The election supervision body of the Baritola Kuala Brigansi is holding written task for the Panwas Chambret registration. It is starting in the Friday. The first session took place this morning in the Batola Hall with the 25 participants. Rahmatullah Amin, chairman of the Batanullah, it said, there is general implementation of first sessions went smoothly, although there were a few artists at the beginning. Meanwhile, of the participants scheduled from this first session, one participant did not attend. Effort to sure presence of the participants have not also carried out by the Batanullah containing via telephone. Recruiting of the took place using CAT system. Sudaya, one of participants who took the test, admitted there were a few difficulties in answering the question. The next news is heavy rain pours down Pangkal Pinang. 25 houses of the resident of water had 7 villages are flooded. As many as 25 houses are flooded in the 1-800 village, Garuguk district, Pangkal Pinang city on the Friday afternoon. The flooded event was caused by the rainfall that reached the Pangkal Pinang city area. In the Sofa River, water overflowed and inflooded people's house. Hawa, 40 years old local resident. She said that the flood occurred at around at 2 p.m. He said that the EM time was raining in heavily long after we began to enter Party's resident house. As a result, water continued to rise until it reaches the height on the balcony of 14 centimeters. While it might last a few months, residents have never been calm when entering the rainy season because it contained residents it always flooded. Therefore, the party hopes that the government will be intervened quickly if the flooded do not recur frequently. There is no facility from this incident, but if you, that is resident losses estimate to reach millions of rupiah. Even as someone alone flood the court 3 times, this is conditioned due to local of the resident house and checks for the rival, and while the river is relatively narrow, and so it cannot comply the high water discharge during the rainy season. This is furthermore exacerbated to do large number of the subsidized housing development and the plots around the river, and the water upside is decreasing. It is because the paths of banking a river were overgrown with a tree, and so this water observed is a well. The next news is 47 years old is the Pandan Jaya Bridge has collapsed twice. The Pandan Jaya Bridge in Madang, Sukutu district is regency collapsed on the Friday, October 7, 2022 yesterday. The Pandan Jaya Village Bridge was just built in the collapse on 2 sides of the path and end of the bridge. The 47 years old bridge to the ship have closed tight. This bridge had already collapsed at January. Village administrator and the resident did the emergency brake using board. Furthermore, the end of the also collapsed on the Friday, October 7, 2022, causing the large activity in the middle of the bridge. It is observation of the location. Many motorcycle riders crossing the emergency bridge met in the plank, and he said first bridge has collapsed last January. A driver fell in the line, with the resident said he of the Pandan Jaya Wuhiman village said that the bridge was indeed and the old building was built in the worst as. Therefore, according to him, it's only natural the bridge suffered severe damage. Furthermore, he has continued to the East Oakwood service for the bridge repair. And the last news is list of the people searching for the corruption case in COVID-19 found the race to the East Forest in the Tabur team. Effort to find, arrest, and suspend corruption suspect in the COVID-19 fund, Pontina Letak heavily paid off. Given a reasons for the investigation from the East Flores District Attorney Office on the Thursday, managed to discern Pornidala Letik after the suspect was assaulted in the region's week. It is known that corrupt to escape from the entitlement of the legislation corruption case of the fund handling COVID-19 did not matter suspect Pornidala leads to the likability. Escape the target of law enforcement official. He explained that the previous that the suspect parties has been detained from the Bima police at the house of the resident of Simpasi Village, Montan District, Bima. When they arrived the Labuan Bajo port, the investigation team with the East Flores police officer reportedly took the suspect. In addition, Potranla, there was each other suspect, notably regular secretary for East Flores and the Kilag. The process of the future explanation of the elected corruption case experienced a risky problem because Potranla was absent from the procedure submitted of the 3 times. The case of the spark public relation in Forest, there was even tweet posts in social media regretting and the Portinella suspend in the question committee of the law. It is informant official in a finding of the arresting him. Well, I think those are the news for today with Miko Sola Shaifa. Don't forget to follow us at the Tribun Lampung News Video, Tribun Lampung TikTok, Tribun Lampung Instagram, and Tribun Lampung Facebook for more information. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.